Hey, everybody, welcome back to Beyond the Draft here in our summertime extravaganza. I'm Eric, that's Christian. You know who we are. Christian, you and I were talking before the show about how much stuff went on in the parks since our last episode. It's actually not a ton, but boy, is there a ton of news surrounding the company. So we still have a pretty full plate here today.
Yeah, we do. Please excuse me. I'm pulling up my notes so everyone sees me scrolling on something. I'm pulling up on my notes. And Eric, what the heck did they just do at Comic-Con?
Well, they gave us a pretty big surprise that I don't think any one of us saw coming. Maybe you knew that it would happen, but certainly not this past weekend. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Before we get things started, Christian.
Oh, what are you wearing, Eric?
We're back on the wardrobe train. I got my Woody shirt on.
You and I seem to alternate here. Here, whether we're wearing them or not. Big shout out to the Main Street Dudes for Eric's shirt. You see it on the screen, and yeah, this is the classic. This is that classic, logo on the front, but then the very big stuff on the back, the big graphic on the back. That's my kind of shirt. I love the shirt Eric is wearing today. I had to go a little bit more about today's topic, so I apologize to the Main Street Dudes. But I had to wear my Marvel shirt, the only one I wore, or the only one I have. But regardless, EP, fantastic shirt today.
Thank you. I have 3 Marvel shirts and elected not to go. Like I thought about the Cosmic Tour one, right? Surrounding
I have two. I forgot about that being a Marvel shirt, so I have 2.
I have my I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. I have that shirt. I don't know. Have you seen that one? I don't know if I've shown you that.
I don't know. You'll have to wear it on the show sometime.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that. I'll do that next show. And then I have my Lila and Rocket and
Yeah.
That certainly was a decision I made when I purchased that. I don't know why I did it.
I don't either.
Real sad when I opened the package, and I think I've only worn it once.
Oh, you've worn it on this show before. You have worn it on this show before.
That's right. Because then I think we went to trivia that night, right?
Yeah, we did something that night. Yeah. Anyway.
So yeah, I think that's the only time I've worn it because I just get real sad when I look at the names.
Yeah. It's not great.
So that was a bad idea. In the meantime, thank you, Main Street Dudes. Appreciate it.
Big thanks.
All right, we talk about Comic-Con. This is probably going to take up most of our time
100%.
here on the show today. We got other updates as well, but I mean, you sit there. They introduce Captain America, Brave New World, and some of the characters there. We learn a little bit about some characters that are going to be in the movie that we weren't really sure of, and Fantastic Four comes out. They bring out the characters there and the actors, and they show a teaser clip from the movie, from what I understand. And then
hold on, you got Thunderbolts too.
Oh, that's right. I forgot
Thunderbolts was there,
and Thunderbolts, which that was the middle one, right?
Yeah.
When they did Thunderbolts and brought the cast out,
and then
got a little bit of a teaser, and then after Kevin Feige had said we're only here to talk about 3 movies today. They decided to talk about 2 more. Of course, Avengers Secret Wars, which we already knew about, which got a logo change. It's now reddish, I guess. And then it was, what are we doing with the Kang Dynasty? And that's when all hell broke loose in Hall H, when we found out the title of the 5th Avengers movie. Christian, do you want to do the big reveal? Because I'm sure nobody's heard about it yet.
Yeah, none of our viewers pay attention to Disney stuff at all.
No, we're breaking the news right now. Actually, I think it's happening.
Yes, Avengers 5 will be Avengers Doomsday, and my more excited point than anything else, I think, is that the Russo brothers are being brought back in to be the directors, and they did Civil War. They did, or was it Civil? They started with Winter Soldier. They did Civil War. They had both Infinity War and Endgame, and now they're going to be known as the Avengers directors because they're doing both Doomsday and Secret Wars. But the reveal of Robert Downey Jr. to be Victor Doom, Dr. Victor Doom, or whatever it is. I don't really
Victor
know.
Von Doom.
That's the one.
Don't forget the Von.
Holy smokes. RDJ is back. He's not Tony Stark. And so a lot of people are wondering. A lot of people are
Uh,
wondering how they're going to do this. Is this a variant of Tony Stark, or
yeah,
is
I
it
was gonna say we
someone
don't know
who's
yet, do
just
we?
someone
If
who's
he's gonna be.
very looks a lot like Tony Stark. The weird thing is they were very clear saying Victor Von Doom, Victor Von Doom. I don't know. It's weird. It's
We
weird,
don't know.
but holy smokes, the excitement around this. Let's be honest, Marvel has not been in the greatest of times, and they released a movie this past weekend that has destroyed box office. We will talk about that in just a moment. But this is a way to get all your core fans that miss the old days.
Yep.
What a way to say, hey, we're gonna bring back the guy who started this whole thing and, let's be honest, made us a ton of money. I just want to know, Eric, how
Yeah.
much did Marvel have to give to Robert Downey Jr. and how much did Marvel have to give to the Russo brothers to bring him back? Because
Yeah, whatever that number was, they made up for it this past weekend, so it doesn't matter.
well, yeah,
But
but like
but you're
I thought they were all done. Like it seemed like the Russo brothers were done. It definitely seemed like, Robert Downey Jr. had moved on, and then there was, oh, I liked playing the character, but I really want to know what that paycheck looks like.
it's a lot of zeros,
It's a lot of zero.
or maybe it's no zeros. It's
Yeah.
just a lot of nines. Yeah, what made me laugh is all the people out there who are like, well, this is just fan service. I'm sorry, who goes and sees movies? It's fans, right? I just okay.
It is.
Yeah,
It is.
this is what we want to see. We want to see crazy stuff like this. All right. I don't the people complain about, oh my god, they make nothing original anymore. Then they make something original, no one goes and sees it, and then it's like, well, what are we going to do now? Well, mesh the two things together, make something original that also features a bunch of stuff you've seen before.
Yeah.
You can do both, and that's what we're going to get here.
I sent you some. I mean, fans have already gone nuts with this when it comes to fan art. I had sent you some that shows basically an Iron Man suit in the Victor Von Doom look, and I'm just like,
yeah,
oh my goodness! If they pull this off, if they do this, Marvel's back, baby.
Hey, and shout out to our, Universal Islands of Adventure is going to get some play on Doctor Doom's Fearfall now, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if that queue is a little longer the last few days than it has been.
They weren't ready for this announcement, and all of a sudden, they're just inundated.
I mean, you saw how high everybody jumped up in Hall H when he took his mask off and revealed himself. I don't think those heights are too bad for them out there in Florida. But I've never heard a room like that explode at Comic-Con before. I was not there, but watching the live stream, well, there wasn't a live stream, but watching people's videos that come out, I don't remember ever seeing a crowd pop like that. I'm sure there has been one, but not in recent memory. And we certainly didn't think we were going to see anything like that this weekend. We thought maybe in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And we get this early, and now you think to yourself, what's going to happen in 2 weeks?
Well, and that was one of the first things I asked you. It was like, what do they do in 2 weeks from now with D23? Because this kind of seems like the big thing. This kind of seems like the big announcement. Now, granted, Comic-Con is Comic-Con, right? And it's in certainly in that world bigger than D23, but you still have big announcements made at D23 from Marvel. So what the heck, or what could they even be doing? Are they gonna?
Well, I mean, animation and Pixar, I think, are probably going to take center stage at the entertainment panel, and then we're probably going to get a live action announcement of some sort, or at least progress on others that have been announced. We'll get some Marvel news. I don't know how much they can expand on what they dropped on us this past weekend, but D23 has really always been about the theme parks.
It's true.
Everybody pays attention to Saturday night. That's the big panel. The interesting part, and you and I have talked about this before, is the 3 big panels: the entertainment on Friday, the theme parks on Saturday, and then the Legends on Sunday, are all going to be at Honda Center, which is a much bigger venue than the Anaheim Convention Center. It's the biggest space. So maybe there is more that we're going to find out about. So, stay tuned. We might have to jump on and do a live react or something like that in a couple of weeks, because our heads may be blown again, especially if it's theme parks related.
Yeah, man, we might have to go live. Breaking news for Drafting the Magic. I'm in on it. Yeah, but yeah, I'm excited. always excited for D23, but I do expect there to be at least one Marvel announcement. And
Mhm.
can
Yeah,
it
there will be.
can it top this? Well,
I don't
probably
know.
not. But
I don't know.
I mean, who knows? Who knows who else might be a bad guy that has
Yeah.
since been written off and now is a bad guy in the universe? Who knows?
What was the meme that everybody was sending out there? The quote from Batman
You
when Two
either,
Face said, "You either live or you die a hero or live long enough to become a villain," and then it was like, "Not RDJ. He
he
gets to
does
do both."
both. What a guy. What a guy. I expected, at least in part, D23, not D23, sorry, Comic-Con. And it certainly seems like they celebrated Deadpool and Wolverine with the drone show that they did and stuff like that. But I've seen Deadpool and Wolverine. You have not. You're seeing it soon. So we won't put any spoilers out here, and especially for our friends at home, no spoilers. But holy crap, this movie made a lot of money, Eric.
You sent me all these numbers. I mean, expected to make between 160 and 180 million, and it was more than that. I mean, they almost tripled that number.
Yep. Yep. I don't know if
that's
that number was supposed to be just domestically or not. But they did 205 domestically. It was the
Mhm.
highest of 2024. So it beat out Inside Out, which you and I had said, okay, well, can it? Because Inside Out, you can take the kids. This, you really can't take the kids. And do
Whoops.
not take your children to this movie. And let me tell you.
Oh, they did. They did. I'm
I
sure
know.
they
I
did.
saw them. But
Yeah.
12:45 in the morning, they were little running around. I'm like, what are you nuts? But it was also the highest bill for a box office for an R-rated film ever. I kind of
Yeah.
expected that. I really don't see a bunch of people like I don't know. I don't see people lining up down the street for The Shining. So this made sense that they were gonna, these scary movies probably aren't I have to see it opening weekend, but
Mhm.
Deadpool and Wolverine, everyone saw it as a must see. And you and I talked about it. I don't have it on our notes, but it made more money this weekend than the Marvels did in theaters at all. Like this weekend, I don't know what Marvel was thinking was going to happen. I mean, we said it somewhere between 160 and 180, but holy crap, this blew up. This blew up.
I want to Google one thing real quick and
Yeah,
see.
you Google it. You Google it. Meanwhile, I'll tell everyone that internationally it made $233.3 million this weekend. Its whole debut, almost $500 million, 438.3. Unbelievable. It just destroyed the weekend. And I don't know if I'm any other movie company, I'm checking to see when Marvel's dropping stuff now again. And I think
Yeah.
for a little while it didn't feel that way. Some of the movies that Marvel had been dropping, either it's like I said, Black Widow. I already knew what happened at the end of Black Widow. She was gonna then go fight with the Avengers and get thrown off a cliff. Like there's things where I'm like, this was everybody knew what was gonna happen in this movie, but it was so good,
Mhm.
everyone had to see it. And if they get this kind of hype around things, Disney's going to be, I mean, they're already swimming in money, but they're
Right.
going to just turn the entire Pacific Ocean into their money. It's ridiculous. It's
All right.
unbelievable how much money they made. All right. Did you look up what you were looking up?
It did, yes. So the debut weekend, 438.3 million, right?
Yep.
That is 133, almost 133 million more than the team with the highest payroll in Major League
Oh
Baseball.
my gosh. Oh my gosh. So you're
The
telling me
Mets,
Disney's going to get back into the into baseball
yeah,
business, are you?
as much as you would like that to happen, probably
Well,
not. Uh, the Mets, 305.6 million
wow.
this
Just
season,
insane. Just
and
insane.
most of that is for Bobby Bonilla.
Well, yeah. Well, here's what I'll say since I can review the movie without giving spoilers.
Yeah.
Honestly, one of the funniest movies I've ever seen in my life, possibly the funniest. The jokes were never ending. There is dialogue that you don't hear because you're laughing, and I can't wait to go back and watch it again and again and again to try to catch those jokes I missed because I know
See,
they
and
probably threw them.
That's what I'm excited for. That's what I want. Give me nonstop laughter. People got all mad at Thor for that. And I'm not even saying which one. Probably the last two.
Yeah.
I don't care. That's what I want. I'm excited. Give me
No,
all that.
so good. The music selection is amazing.
I've heard that too.
A
Yeah.
lot of it people have probably already heard because they've seen it in theme park clips and a bunch of other stuff where they've used a couple of the songs. But they got big names to let their music be used. They got big cameos from a lot of big people in Hollywood. And I was watching an interview with Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. They're saying nobody said no. If we asked for music, they said yes. And there's
Wow.
people, if you look at there what's it, Like a Prayer by Madonna was in the previews, and it's in the movie, and they were like, she doesn't say yes to that, but she said yes to this. And she even gave notes of how to do things and what she thought would work better, and they thought it was an amazing collaboration with her just to learn her thoughts on everything. But it's like, people who don't usually say yes said yes to this. That is a global impact at the box office.
That tells you all you need to know.
It's everything. And
about its
if you
impact.
haven't seen the movie, run, don't walk. Go see it. Go see it tonight. Go see it tomorrow night, whenever you can. Do not take your children. Terrible idea. Terrible, terrible, terrible idea to take your children. And that is, I will say, my one downside of it. Besides a set that I really didn't love, there's one set, and it kind of becomes a main set where I'm like, this looks like it was filmed on the Hollywood backlot, and everything else looks like a real place. And then there's this backlot scene but what stinks is that kids shouldn't see this. That's what stinks, is that there's a lot of cool stuff. And granted, a lot of the things that happen, a lot of the references that are made are much older than kids right now. But this is a great movie. It just stinks that the whole group shouldn't, like, the whole family can't go and see it. Deadpool and Wolverine are at the theme parks. They've started at Disneyland Paris. By the way, congratulations to you, by the way, for the expert guess of, they're going to announce Wolverine is coming to the parks the day they release the movie. Just unbelievable by you. But it started, my first thing I saw, besides the kind of like those promo shots, was Deadpool dancing to Celine Dion's song from Deadpool 2 at Disneyland Paris. I'm so mad I haven't seen that at California Adventure yet, because I was like, please give that to me. Please let me just watch Deadpool dance to that song. But then at Disney California Adventure, they're doing story time with Deadpool. There's even stuff on that Avengers. I don't remember what they call it, the campus show, whatever it is. There's a chimichanga at Pim's Test Kitchen, featuring Impossible trademark, whatever.
I've heard nothing but good things about that chimichanga.
I haven't touched it yet, but I'm gonna in like 2 weeks. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I'm not a big chimichanga person, so I'm excited to. I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, it was slashed.
Like there was a lot of cheese in there. So
it was slashed by Wolverine, which I love.
Yeah,
too. Like that. This is insane. I don't know if have you avoided the shows on YouTube at all?
No, I watch the shows.
Okay.
Yeah, I watch.
So like the one where it's like, come on, my jokes are timeless and will always be everlasting, like Splash Mountain or like Bugs Land or something.
Bugs Land.
And everybody's like, ooh, it's just they're doing this
and that's
so well.
That's the great part about the writing for entertainment, right? You can't use the swear words in the theme park, but you can still make the jokes funny enough for the adults, and some kids will get, but still takes everybody together over there next to the Hyperion Theater where they're holding it. And from the few videos I've seen, no two shows are the same, and the jokes are sometimes entirely different. Kind of reminds you a little bit of the old Aladdin show in the Hyperion Theater. So nice little throwback there, and it looks pretty funny. So it's like they hit another one out of the park.
There's one thing I don't like about all this, Eric, and I want your thoughts on it.
Yeah.
They have billed this as for a limited time.
Yeah.
It's obviously working. People obviously love it. Is it one of those you pull it back so that people want it more and then it's a big thing the next time? Or I don't know. I would fully expect Deadpool to be in the rotation of character meet and greets. I don't know.
Everything's for a limited time.
Yeah,
right?
I guess.
My time is limited, your time is limited. Legally, there's no definition on that.
Shut up.
I think it's going to go longer than they planned,
Yeah, it better,
but
because
it can't. You're going to eventually get to a point though where, you know, Doctor Doom's eventually going to make an appearance.
oh, sure,
And
yeah.
do you want all of that happening at once? Not to mention, as you and I well know, the number of people available to actually work those shifts can vary from day to day.
That's true. But
So
$438.3 million. I think they're going to stick around a little longer than just a couple weeks.
They may end up retheming the new e-ticket attraction to that.
Just why wouldn't you? If you have the rights, shoot.
Oh, forget the King Thanos thing.
Yeah,
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Seriously. Well,
and make it the first ever R-rated attraction.
I think parents have to sign a permission form on the way into the attraction.
Yeah, you can go on the app, sign up, and say, "Hey, because that's what people want to do, is do more things on the app."
Yeah, right.
That would make them happy.
Well, I mean, you already have to read a thing when you go on Mission Space Orange or whatever it is. So, you know, why not? Why not have a new thing?
Oh, then maybe you do like 2 experiences. One's not so bad, and the other one is we have to check your ID before you come in here. Yeah. Yeah,
regardless,
if you can't buy alcohol in this theme park, you can't go to the left side.
Yeah, you and I both know Disney will never do it, but
no,
we can dream, can't we? Regardless, a huge weekend for Deadpool and Wolverine. Congrats to everybody that's involved in that. I know you don't watch this show, but you know, if one of you stumble on, hey, congrats. We're proud of you.
You never know. We put the hashtag Disney on this thing. It goes all the way around the world.
We also put the hashtag Wolverine and hashtag Deadpool. So
you know what you're doing.
You know, I'm
marketing 101.
Marketing. A couple other notes and news from Eric, or from the Disney
Yes,
parks.
I broke all of this.
Eric, your favorite attraction is back up and running.
Back up and running. Haunted Mansion, of course, back with Haunted Mansion Holiday at Disneyland Park, utilizing the virtual queue at the moment because of all the work going on around
way too early
the building. They're redoing the courtyard, right, and all the open space around the area because they need to do that. So they're trying to limit the amount of foot traffic around there. I heard wait times on the virtual queue got pretty high today, but you know, once you show up to the attraction, it's pretty much a walk on.
Way too early for Halloween. I know it's probably just because there's nothing else open and they need to put people somewhere.
They gotta get it. Yeah, you can't get deep into Critter Country. You gotta get as many open as you can. Yeah. And if it's ready to go at the moment, just go ahead and flip the switch. Obviously, you're not gonna open it now with the original version of the attraction, only to have to close it again in a month just to get it ready for Halloween. So might as well just.
Did they ever? I don't think they ever de-decorated it, right? It was always
they left
Halloween.
It. Yeah.
So
they left it because it went through January, right?
Yeah. And
they closed it to start all the work.
2 years since it's been de-decorated. Those people are going to forget where to put everything. Jeez.
Yeah. No kidding. I wonder if they're going to build like an extra storage space in the back of the new store at the. No, they won't do that.
They need to put something somewhere, man. Jeez.
They've got plenty of room inside of that show building where they keep all the holiday decorations, so they're fine.
They'll be fine. Eric, the other thing with this Haunted Mansion holiday opening, Disney did it again. They did the same thing they did with Tiana's. They released what the gingerbread project looks like before any of the Disney influencers could get on the ride, and I am more and more convinced that this is how they're going to do business now. And like I don't remember if they did anything like that for Country Bear Musical Jamboree, but this used to be the big thing of, I got to go see what it looks like. Disney's like, here it is, it's on Instagram, here's what it looks like. Like
control what you can control.
I guess
we want you to see it through us first, and then we'll let everybody go take pictures of it in person and talk about it and get you to come out and hype you up for it. The social media influencers are not breaking news anymore for the most part.
Nope.
There still are some that are, but for the most part, Disney has taken it in their control and said, no, we'll handle all the positive. I say positive on purpose. We'll handle all the positive announcements. you know, when it comes to stuff like union negotiations, contracts, all that stuff, whatever, that'll go out through news outlets. Usually the company doesn't announce those things. They don't talk
Yeah.
about business so much. It's always about what's happening for the guests. So in this case, they're grabbing the bull by the horns and saying, no, you're not spoiling anything for us anymore. We'll handle that. Thank you. It's a shift. It has to be made. Has to be done.
Yep, and they're doing it. Well, we'll get to a little bit of the negative stuff in a little bit, because there have been some issues with apparently a lot of people's favorite thing to vote on in our Drafting the Magic This or That Summertime Showdown. But we'll get to that in a bit. But first, Eric, a delicious treat moving all the way across the country to Walt Disney World at Disney's Boardwalk. Blue Ribbon Corn Dogs opening up over there.
Yeah. I'm so glad you included this in our show notes for this week, because I worked with the folks at Working to Give who are in charge of this particular stand. They operate a lot of the concession stands in downtown Disney here in California, and of course a lot in Florida too. And they're just the most wonderful people on the planet. And for them to be able to open this up on the East Coast now, everybody out there gets to enjoy what we have for the last several years. So congratulations to them, and hopefully they do well.
When Working to Give, don't they donate like a bunch of their profits to
Yep.
to something? Like, good on them. Good on them for that.
Yeah, I think it's 50-50. I don't remember the exact details. I actually have a shirt that explains it.
Oh,
I got a shirt once.
All right,
but I don't remember exactly what it was. But yes, it is an organization that is completely dedicated to charity, and I don't think it's completely a nonprofit. Maybe it is. Sorry if I'm wrong on that information, but I do know they donate quite a bit to charity. So every time you buy a corn dog, keep that in the back of your mind.
Good on them for getting over at the Boardwalk too. I love the Boardwalk. It got absolutely trounced in our This or That Summertime Showdown, but I've learned that I don't trust any of you people with voting. We'll get to that in a little bit, but go down to the Boardwalk. So much good stuff. Trattoria al Forno, new favorite restaurant, breakfast there. Oh my God. I haven't really talked about it on the show yet, but I know Eric hasn't been there yet, so I can start talking about it. Until he visits, then I'm screwed. But
yeah, you can draft it in the meantime.
I can draft it until then. So, but I love the Boardwalk. I've loved the Boardwalk ever since I was a kid. My parents would take us there just to mess around on a day at Epcot, or a day after Epcot, when we'd, run out from the International Gateway, because we didn't want to have to make the 700-mile walk to the front of the park. But good on them. Good on Blue Ribbon for getting over to Boardwalk. Excited for that, and the bakery and everything else coming over to the Boardwalk very soon. Eric, there was also another very unfortunate thing that happened at the Disneyland Resort this past weekend. Fantasmic is just one lizard turns into a giant torch, and then they can't figure everything out.
Is the thing cursed? Like, something happened?
They've had multiple problems with pyrotechnics at Fantasmic since it reopened. This latest one, it went off during a scene where they've got characters jumping on one of the barges. All of a sudden, fireworks just shoot off. They shut down pyro for the rest of the show. So at that point, it just kind of becomes quite literally a song and dance.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, it's not nearly as entertaining. Sorry to all the cast members that put all the time and effort into that. We love you. But it's not as entertaining when there's not fireworks. People love fireworks. We've learned that in This or That. We'll talk about that in a second. But I mean, things like this are going to happen, Eric, but it just seems like it keeps happening.
Now, did it just have such a perfect run for that many years that its luck just ran out?
I can't imagine they didn't have things happen. It's just, I mean, granted, it's so much more magnified with social media and the fact that everyone records it just in case something else turns into a giant tower of fire.
I just think that some of the technologies that get used nowadays are, while as great as they are, they're just so complicated that if you miss one little thing.
There was that one time a couple weeks ago where Mickey was climbing the stairs to get to that point where he puts his finger, but he was climbing the stairs and the fireworks started shooting out, and the performer automatically goes hands up to try not to light everything else on fire. But it's like,
you don't think the crowd strike thing had anything to do with this, do you?
Oh, I hope not.
It's actually a legitimate question. Like I don't know if something got run through one of their systems. I don't even know if they use CrowdStrike, to be honest with you.
You got to go with You got to go with Southwest's approach, man. Stay in the 90s, and you'll never have a problem with CrowdStrike.
I have an entire story about that whole Southwest thing that I probably shouldn't tell on this show, but I'll tell you later. But that's kind of funny.
People at home, you got to join our Patreon if you want to. I'm kidding. We don't do that. We could. We could. We could.
We could. I'm not going to talk about it on the show though.
We could. We could. The other thing, Eric, this not necessarily having to do with the parks is how they're operating, but how they should operate. The DTM question of the day this week. We really should change it to the question of the week. We'll get there. We'll figure it out. I got a graphics department to worry about. Regardless, what character or characters are most underrepresented at the Disneyland Resort, Walt Disney World, just in the parks in general? Before we get into people's answers, Eric, do you have any underrepresented characters?
Yes, but nothing that would work.
Okay, then.
More. I mean, look, I'm a huge fan of the Great Mouse Detective. I think we could see something like that. It's too late though. It ain't gonna work anymore, right? Rescuers, those type of things. That was my era when I grew up. And it ain't gonna happen.
That's fair. I know there's a whole Facebook post. There's a whole Facebook page dedicated to how the Bugs Life characters are underrepresented and underrepresented. Yeah, that's the word I meant to say. And that they should be in Pixar Pier and they should be in Animal Kingdom. And there's some arguments to that. But I thought let's see what the people say. K_Teacup says a Bugs Life. There you go. More Bugs Life people right there. Bold as Love 1987. Kronk, and you'll see that in a number of these answers. The Emperor's New Groove is highly.
Yeah, that's another one that I wouldn't mind.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it would be so good. It would be so good.
I don't know what they would do at this point. I know we've talked about like the roller coaster, right? Pull the lever, all that.
Yeah.
And I don't know where it would go. I don't know how it would work.
Yeah. Who knows? Yeah. Boston Native 57. Your old man.
Hey.
That's Phineas and Ferb.
Oh, yeah.
I love Phineas and Ferb.
That big Perry the Platypus.
There you
fans
go.
over here. Yeah.
Callan Max Sports, Callan McClurg, our guest host our guest judge from a while back in season 2. Arthur and Merlin from Sword in the Stone.
Well, that's not bad. I mean, the Sword in the Stone is there.
Yeah,
it doesn't work anymore, but it's there. I was talking to Callan the other day, and he said, "Boy, you guys are gonna have a lot to talk about after this weekend, huh?"
Yeah, we are. Well, here we are. Here we are, buddy. The big EJ says Rapunzel and the Lion King. I would agree to both of those.
See, now Lion King could work. I know they usually do shows, right? Mm-hmm. That's the big draw. You could put an attraction somewhere.
How about the Animal Kingdom? What a concept.
I mean, yeah, that would be.
The show's great. I love the festival, but I think Lion King definitely deserves a right. And Rapunzel, I mean, we talked about it with BearCon when we had him on the show, that you could just retheme It's a Small World in Florida, and then you have the Snuggly Duckling with the restaurant attached to it. You've already got the restrooms. It's kind of just where's the money? Do it.
Oh, that's the most important part, is the restrooms, right?
That's true. Maybe we'll see a D23 announcement. You never know. Maybe the Imagineers have been listening to our show. They probably haven't been, but maybe. Cole S. Heron says Wally. Wally has been underrepresented. I know they tried to do something in Tomorrowland, but then Wally was way too futuristic for Tomorrowland as it is right now. So.
Yeah, that's the hardest part about it. Is Tomorrowland isn't as futuristic as it used to be.
No.
So it's tough to shoehorn Wally in there. I agree with Cole, though. I would say Wally needs some more. Yeah.
Cole chimed in with another good one. The Muppets. Disneyland, it's virtually impossible to find them.
He lost me. Can we just be done with the Muppets?
I'm gonna get Dustin on the phone. Dustin.
I know.
He's gonna.
That's what I need to do, is make him upset again.
I don't have any friends in Florida. Yeah, that was so good.
I don't know. The Muppets are fine. The era's gone. The era is gone. They keep trying to revive it. With the
Era's
movie, nobody
gone.
sees it. It's over.
Wow. Sent from Disneyland, our buddy Clocky from the Sent from Disneyland podcast, Robin Hood, The Rescuers,
Yeah.
and Great Mouse Detective. So
There you go. 3
Clocky's
for
your guy,
3.
man. You and Clocky are two peas in a pod. I'm telling
Love
you.
Robin Hood, by the way. I don't know why I didn't say that earlier. That's
Great.
another one.
That's a great one. Brett Swanee says Ian and Barley from Onward and the entire Emperor's New Groove cast. I didn't love Onward. It's okay. I don't know.
They got a little bit, with the character meet and greet a couple of
Yeah.
years ago.
And they got it right now in that their van is parked in the middle
Yeah,
of
oh,
the
yeah.
Fantasyland theater
Yeah.
right now.
That's right.
Which is so weird. But then Emperor's New Groove as always. Sarah with no H underscore, also known as my beautiful wife, Sarah.
Your wife.
In all caps, all of the Emperor's New Groove ones.
Noticing a theme here.
I didn't even think about her answering this when we had it posted, and then I thought, I was like, of course she's gonna say that because she loves Emperor's New Groove. Well, honestly, she's the reason why I love Emperor's New Groove so much, because I had let that go and rediscovered it when we started dating. Darren Y28, also Emperor's New Groove. Disney, come on, let's. I know D23 is 2 weeks away. You don't have a lot of time to plan, but let's get something going, man.
I just don't know what you would do at this point. That's just the hard part. Maybe in the expansion. I don't think it
matters what you do. That's the thing, Eric.
And that's why we are where we are.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you, by the way.
Okay.
Just do something. But we know that the traditionalists are going to be like, no, it doesn't work here. But then people are going to complain about it. And then it's going to be put on VQ, and then everybody's going to try to go, and it's going to be extremely popular, and then we're all going to forget about it.
Yeah.
I just don't want to go through the headache of people complaining again.
Good assessment, I guess.
The sight lines are all. Oh my god.
Our friend Amber Kelly 21 has another one for where do you put it? And it's Stitch. Tomorrowland, just because he's an alien, like they've tried to do that in the past, but there's not really a good spot for Stitch in the parks.
You wonder, could it take over Buzz?
100%, 1,000%.
Do a layover.
The fact that they haven't already is embarrassing. And let's be honest,
especially because Midway Mania already is, it's the better one.
Yep. Well, and the other thing is, and I'll say it 1,000 times, Buzz doesn't belong in Disneyland if Pixar Pier is a thing.
Yeah.
Pixar Pier is where your Pixar characters are. Go. And then also Cars Land. Tough to pick that up. Pick that up and move it.
When we're talking about Tomorrowland, right? Pixar doesn't belong in Tomorrowland.
Nemo.
It has its own pier. Everybody hates Nemo. Not Nemo, but the ride. The submarine's got to go. Autopia's got to go. And Star Tours doesn't belong in Tomorrowland when Ouija exists. So we talk about it. It's getting to the point where once all these other projects are done, and probably after Disneyland Forward is done, is when you're going to see Tomorrowland finally get shut down entirely.
I was going to say, do you think we get do you think we get anything for Tomorrowland and D23 coming up? Anything?
If they announce something about Tomorrowland at D23, does it get a bigger reaction than Doctor Doom?
Good question.
I'd say yes, because D23 is
bunch of Disney freaks,
right? And generally more theme parks focused, where you have Comic-Con is certainly much more comic related, and the movies are kind of the cherry on top type of thing.
Yeah.
Because we know the people that go to Comic-Con look way more forward to the comics than they do the movies.
Oh, certainly, yeah.
So I think
I don't know if you go to Hall H. I don't think you're there for the comics. I would say that.
If you go to Hall H, you're probably not there for the comics.
Yeah.
That's true. And obviously it fills the capacity immediately every time because everybody wants to see what's coming out. And we saw the reaction to Robert Downey Jr. So I just think if they announce that Tomorrowland's getting redone at Honda Center, you might get the first crowd pop in that building since 2007. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, that is wow. Biggest crowd pop since 2007. I don't know.
Game 5,
I know
2007
what you're
Stanley Cup
referring
final.
to. But don't you remember those awesome Arena Football League games in there that time?
I never went to one.
Neither did I.
I did
The
go.
LA Kiss.
I've been to one Arena Football League game in my life. I went to what was known at the time as Staples Center when the Los Angeles Avengers played.
Oh, it all connects.
And it was crazy.
Hmm.
It was awesome. And they folded the next year.
Yeah, LA Kiss didn't last very long at Honda Center either. But regardless, thanks to everybody who participated in our thing. And if you didn't hear your name on this one, answer the next one. Maybe we'll be able to get you on the next one. But we love giving shout outs to our friends that have been answering these questions. And who knows? You never know. You might hear your name or your voice if you answer a speak pipe. I'm just saying.
Just saying.
Call me.
That's what it's there for.
It's there. Eric, there's one more thing that we need to talk about.
Yep.
Do you want to say it, or do I just need to say it?
We talking about the thing that you say every time that makes you peek out and we can't hear
that one.
Anymore.
Yeah, that one. Should I do it one more time?
It's kind of the thing now. You have to.
Then we got to talk about the draft and the Magic, this or that summertime showdown. And we are, whoa, everything got shaky over here. It was like there was an earthquake. Anyway, holy smokes, Eric. We are now down to the 8 final. And man, you people don't know how to vote. Goodness gracious.
Alienate the public. Way to go, pal.
Terrible. All right, let's take a look at the regional finals, Eric. We'll start with the
Let's do it.
Let's mess things around. We're going to start with the restaurants on this one. Blue Bayou Restaurant gets 58% of the vote over Be Our Guest. I mean, what are we doing?
Making the right decision.
No, we're not even close. Oh, ridiculous. And
Blue Bayou is much more recognizable than Be Our Guest. It was going to win.
It's not better.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
I know you didn't. But I think listen, folks, there's a lot of things I'm not happy about in this. I'm almost
you were pretty riled up about this.
I'm almost not going to run the rest of it. Regardless,
free pizza. Inside joke.
Blue Bayou takes on Carthay Circle, which gets 65% of the vote over Cafe Orleans. If it was a New Orleans Square final, I was going to lose my crap. I was going to lose it. But Carthay Circle gets 60. That I agree with. Carthay's great. Love Carthay.
Well, it is. It's wonderful.
It's so much better than 65% over Cafe, though. You could, whatever. And y'all voted interestingly. I'll give it to you. Meanwhile, over in the shows and landmarks, or landmarks and shows, as we touted it, Happily Ever After Fireworks with 56% of the vote, Eric, over Ornament Valley. The Cinderella run is done. I mean,
not yet.
Happily Ever After is a 9. It's not like it's a low or a high seed, but the 13 in Ornament Valley finds its end here.
Also, the Cinderella run is not over because the thing that beat it literally is centered around Cinderella Castle.
Shut up. Okay, whatever.
I'm just here to report the facts, man.
But
I really did think Ornament Valley would win.
Yeah, me too.
I thought it would.
I thought it had a chance. I'm bummed.
Yeah.
Who's not in the running anymore, Eric, is Sleeping Beauty. Cinderella might still be there, but Sleeping Beauty's castle gets bounced by Fantasmic. I told you it would happen.
I didn't think it would.
The Disneyland Fantasmic gets 60% of the vote over Sleeping Beauty Castle. So that is your regional final for the landmarks and shows. Happily Ever After Fireworks against Fantasmic with fireworks 99% of the time until you have to shut them off because you accidentally almost killed someone. Regardless, to the hotels and the resorts, this is ridiculous. It isn't. Yes, it is.
Nope.
With 62% of the vote, Disney's Grand
Let's go.
Californian Hotel and Spa defeats Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. Like I said, 62% of the vote. That's wrong. It's just incorrect.
No, it isn't.
It's so
go
wrong.
GCH. Let's go.
No, it's so wrong. I love the Grand Californian. By all means, I love the Grand Californian. It's not better than the Grand Floridian.
You used to work in there. I used to work in there.
It's true. It's true. Meanwhile, the one I am happy to see, even though it defeated a pretty good one, the Disney's Polynesian Village Resort gets 67% of the vote and defeats Animal Kingdom Lodge, Eric.
No.
Goodbye, animals.
Yeah, that one was I'm not gonna say I'm stunned Polynesian won. I'm gonna say I'm stunned it won by 34%.
Yeah.
That's a big gap.
It's a big gap.
Yeah.
But I do love Polly. I love Polly. So I'm happy about that one making it to the regional final. And then the regional finals for attractions. Eric, we had a chance for 2 classic Disney attractions, Disneyland attractions, to be there. And neither of them made it. So it's the 2 new kids on the block. Star Wars: Rise of the Resistance, of course, at Disneyland and at Disney Hollywood Studios. Only got 55% of the vote over Big Thunder Mountain. It's love Big Thunder Mountain. Bummed it's gone. I get it. Star Wars: Rise of the Resistance has so much going on for it, but let's hear it for Big Thunder Mountain for the run it had. Didn't expect it to get that far, and it did. Good for y'all. And then, Eric, the closest vote that we had, 52% of the voters chose Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind over Pirates of the Caribbean at Disneyland. So the new Epcot kid defeats the old Disneyland squad, and Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind is the final of our 8 top experiences. And we're going to see a heck of a, I guess, semi-final or a regional final.
Regional finals.
That's the word. That's the word I meant to say.
Well, is it going to be the new kid on the block or the ride so nice they built it twice? You never know.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go throw up in a bucket. Anyway, Eric, big thanks to everybody who's been voting.
Yes.
The voting numbers have been wild compared to our old this or that's. This has certainly gotten people excited. So we love that people are enjoying it. We're gonna try to keep pumping out more of this kind of stuff. Might even do a holiday bracket when we come to.
The holidays started,
You're not wrong. It started when
whatever day would Mansion open.
When Mansion opened, you're not wrong.
Was that the 29th?
29th. But we'll see. We might have to, or we might just do a foods one. 64 food options, 64 attractions options. We could, we kind of already did that. But that's not important. No, we did 32. We didn't do 64 attractions. So we could bring, everybody loves this. Who says it has to happen in March? We can do it whenever we want. That's the joy of having a podcast, Eric. It's our call.
We can do whatever we want. We should wait for a few more attractions to open before we do another bracket with attractions, though.
Yeah, probably not wrong.
Or does the next bracket involve attractions we didn't put on this one at all?
And
we do a best. We do a best of the rest.
A best of the worst is the correct answer.
Best of the rest. Be mean.
Where's Living with the Land? I know it wasn't on our list. Get over your
Golden Zephyr.
Golden Zephyr, jumping jellyfish, Dinorama, wherever it might be. Whatever salvage yard it's gonna end up
in the parking lot right now.
Regardless, Eric, what an amazing episode of Drafting the Magic Beyond the Draft. If you don't like this episode, if you don't subscribe at the button that's somewhere around here, do you even like us? Do you even care about us? I don't think you do. And you know what it's not nice to do? It's not nice to care. It's not nice to not care. Anemone. Whatever.
Way to sell it, pal.
Stay in school, dudes. Regardless, like us at the handles provided in the comments and in the description, and not on the screen wherever Eric wants to put them. Because I'm getting sick of you, pal.
I'll be nice. I won't make you put it on the screen. I won't point anywhere.
Now, this time I'm going to accidentally put it. So we'll see. Regardless, like the show, find us on Facebook, Instagram, X, SpeakPipe. Got to go to TikTok. Go to I don't know, some outlet mall. You'll never find with us parked up everywhere with all the merchandise. We need to get merchandise, Eric. People want merchandise for this show. And by
merchandising.
When I say people want this, I haven't met any, but if you want them, leave them in the comments. Let us know, and maybe we'll get something going, huh?
I want a shirt with the logo on it.
That'd be cool.
Get on that.
I'll, everything's on me. Maybe I can get the Main Street dudes to help us out with that. They know a t-shirt guy. I'll call him. I don't have their phone number, but I'll call him.
Well, you know a printer. You do t-shirts?
I do know a printer, and he does do t-shirts. We'll get there. Shut up. Don't say it on air. What are we doing? What are we doing here? Regardless, like the show, follow us wherever you can. Follow Eric, follow Christian, follow Draft in the Magic, and we'll see you next time on Beyond the Draft. Eric, we are getting ever so close. Don't do the wave thing again. People loved that. We're getting ever so close to D23. We're gonna have to make some decisions about going live, possibly before the next time we do a show, so we can tell people.
Yeah,
so,
because there's going to be a lot going on.
Next week, we're not doing it.
We'll figure it out. We'll have to do something.
We'll see. Somebody cue that exit music.
All right.